So now we're going to talk about inverse tangent. Inverse tangent takes on the same two forms, y equals arctan x or y equals tan negative 1 of x. Like inverse sine and cosine, the tangent function itself does not have an inverse because it repeats indefinitely. However, if we restrict the interval between the x values of negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, we do have an inverse within here because this portion of the graph passes the horizontal line test. So what happens with inverse tangent is it takes on the range of the tangent function, which was all real numbers, and that becomes the domain of inverse tangent. So inverse tangent, you can put anything you want into as long as it's a real number. And the range now becomes angle values between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. And again, the syntax is stated here. The domain is between negative and positive infinity, and the range is between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, just like sine's range, inverse sine's range. So over here, we're looking for the arctan of 0. This x value is a real number, so we know it's good. Now we're ready to move on and ask ourselves, when does the tangent of an angle equal 0? We know tangent is y over x, which is opposite over adjacent. So we're looking for a 0 over some number. So when is the y value 0? We come over to our unit circle. We know we're between pi over 2 and negative pi over 2. So I can just have values in here. The y value is 0, which would put me right here. This is when y doesn't go up or down. So when does inverse tan equal 0? At 0 degrees. Again, inverse tan of negative 1. Negative 1's a real number, so I can move on. When does tan of the angle equal negative 1? I'm looking for a y over x. When is y negative 1? Y is negative 1 down here. Oh, hold on a second. Y is not negative 1 down. Y is negative 1 down here, but x is 0. So that would make it undefined. So we're not going down here. In order for tangent to equal 1 or negative 1, it means my x and y values have to be the same. What kind of triangle do I have the same x and y values? Yes, a 45. Now the tangent doesn't equal positive 1, so I'm not going to come up here in quadrant 1 because, again, I'm just looking for angle values between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. So I'm going to come down here, negative 1, that's my positive 1, my right angle. This would give me negative 45 degrees. So negative 45 degrees or pi over 4. So hope this helps you guys. Post comments in the comment of this assignment sheet on what you understand or what your questions are. And let me know if you guys have questions. Have a great day.